Hey everybody, Jason Grandon here with the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister team, getting ready for another episode of the LOCKBOX. And today is really exciting because, very rare occasion, we have my sister Stacy.
Hi everybody.
Who's going to be joining us as we interview one of Arizona's most prominent people. Do you know who we're interviewing today?
We are Judd and Billie Herberger.
So we are going to go upstairs to their penthouse suite and meet one of the finest families in Arizona and discuss why they love Arizona, how high-rise living is.
This is going to be a moment of Scottsdale history for everybody.
So get ready to enjoy another episode of The Lockbox. I'm Jason, this is my sister Stacy, we're the Grandon Group. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Lockbox, sponsored by the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. And I'm really happy to have my sister with me today.
Hi everyone.
And so, as you know, the LOCKBOX promotes Arizona and everything going on in Arizona. And growing up as an Arizona native, this town is absolutely fantastic. But I have to tell you, we are super honored today to be with a couple that actually built Scottsdale, Phoenix, the art industry. Just absolutely, it gives me chills that we're here with Billie Joe and Judd Herberger today. So welcome.
Wow.
Thanks for having us
For
and
being
stuff.
here.
What's it like being an icon of Arizona? I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, let's face it, we're at the waterfront right now in Scottsdale, and they actually used to own the nightclubs that my sister used to go to.
No, I did not.
And there was an ice cream place. You were here when Fashion Square was a single level open air mall.
Correct.
So what's it like, I mean, to have that title of building Arizona?
Well, it just came naturally. And it just happened, so
Well, how'd you start?
we started, our first little office was over in Fashion Square. And then we leased this property and built our own shopping center on this property, which then
Where we live right now.
which then became part of a larger group of landowners, and we sold out to them because we could never see the coming of anything. And then now we live here.
Well, so you had to have some pretty good vision. Were you originally a developer?
Well, I came here as 4 years old,
Okay.
as a 4-year-old kid. But yes, I started out working for a land surveying company, and then got into home building, and then shopping center building.
Wow.
That's amazing. And so Stacy and I grew up here, and in the 70s, there was really not, I mean, Scottsdale Road was one dirt road.
Right.
So you had to have something happen where you had this vision to see the growth that was coming to this town.
Well, we were constantly impressed with how people thought of the valley, of the sun, and Phoenix and Scottsdale, and everything was positive. And then we saw the population starting to increase, and we thought, maybe this is a really, really hot spot. And it has turned out to be a hot spot.
It has. It's an incredible hot spot. And for people that don't know, in the what was it, 50s, 60s?
Right.
So Scottsdale and Camelback was a hot spot. Scottsdale Fashion Square, which is one of the state's largest malls, was an open air mall.
Right.
Did you remember some of the stores that were there? Bullets, I believe.
Yes.
Diamonds,
Goldwaters.
So this is absolutely amazing. Scottsdale has really grown into an incredible town. Don't you think so?
Oh, I think it's absolutely crazy, especially looking here and knowing what used to be here, no high rises, and it's truly incredible.
So after the mall and stuff, you guys have been a really big force in the theater.
Right.
So how did that come about?
Well, Margaret Hance, our mayor of Phoenix, many years ago, came to Dad and Mother and said, we need something in downtown Phoenix other than the Hyatt and the convention center, because people now just go from one to the other and back, and there's no outward spread of activity. And we commissioned a study that says that a dual venue movie or a performing arts theater would really go well in there and get people to stop that surging surge between the two, the Hyatt and the theater, or the Hyatt and the convention center, if there was a theater that they could also go to, so that they would spread their activities over a larger piece of real estate and help the whole entire area. So Dad called up a bunch of his friends and put some seed money in, and boom, the Herberger Theater Center was born.
And
Wow.
it's still there today.
Still there today, very successful. Over 400 performances a year, more than one a day.
There's
It's
7
amazing.
different theater companies that are a part of the Herberger Theater.
Oh, wow.
And there's also an art museum in the theater.
Oh, wow.
So there's lots to do, lots going on, and different theaters. So sometimes there's a children's theater show going on, and you see all the little kids all excited, and all types. And even Arizona Opera performs there. So it's
Well, and that's what I find really amazing. So the town's growing. We know it's, not nearly as many people as there are now. The fact that you have the vision and the insight to know that 20 miles to the west here, right, kind of southwest, to build a whole downtown Phoenix.
Right.
And so who was involved in the arts?
Mother, Dad, Billie Joe.
all of us.
All
I mean,
of us.
we've all loved and appreciated the arts forever. And so now it's a legacy that Judd and I carry on, and I couldn't have a better one. I love it.
That's beautiful. Tell us a little bit about McCormick Ranch, one of our hot spots here in Arizona.
Well, we were around when that was developed, and
Exactly.
Guy Stillman and the McCormick and the Stillmans were married, and Guy Stillman was a great friend of ours. And so we really got involved in that and watched that beautiful park get built, and that caboose and that train on their house in outside of Albuquerque. The guest house was a caboose.
Oh, no kidding.
So he always loved those trains.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, Railroad Park is a staple in Scottsdale. So at Christmas time, you can bring the kids down there and do a train. And
Oh,
so
they
that's
love
part of the Stillman and McCormick's.
Yes,
Right.
yes. And that was, I just love the way the McCormick Ranch is developed. I mean, I love driving down Hayden and just looking at, all the different style houses and how they've kept it so nice. And
Well, and that's the other thing too. Developing these big cities is a huge project. So what kind of resistance when you were building all this stuff did you have compared to if you were trying to do it now? Was it easier to kind of get stuff done?
No, it's always the developer's the bad guy, and not in my backyard, and I didn't come here to see a high rise, and the typical stuff that plays out at every zoning hearing.
But everything you guys have done has actually, it's kind of like when a singer like Jimmy Buffett writes a song that lasts forever. You guys have built stuff that actually is timeless.
Right.
And so
Yes.
to have that kind of vision,
And not just in one little area.
no,
It's
no.
such a big area.
The Weston Kierland, and that whole development in there, when they were developing that, Judd's mother said, "Oh, everything is called Herberger. Why don't we call it Kierland?" That was her maiden name.
Right.
And so that's how that happened. So they've shared a part of their life with everybody.
Yes.
Absolutely. And one of the great things too, which we tell everybody when they're moving to Arizona, every single area, no matter where it is, has a different personality.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And so you guys,
And you
and
can find your fit,
Yes.
whatever fits well for you. With the horses, if you need horse property, or if you want neighbors close by in a neighborhood for your kids to play. I mean, there's just everything.
absolutely.
And a high rise.
And a
Yes, and a beautiful penthouse.
This
Absolutely.
This is a beautiful high rise. And it's funny when we were talking about McCormick Ranch. So as many of you guys know, we're in the horse business. The Arabian horse show used to be held right there at
Right there.
McCormick Ranch. And so, and I'm sure you guys remember that real well.
Oh, real well.
Judd, at 1 year, made costumes, and he and Katie were in the show.
Yeah, now, and
Oh.
Katie's your granddaughter, right?
Daughter.
Your daughter, right. So, and we've known Katie for years being in the horses, and she's a fantastic horse person.
Absolutely. Actually, your daughters, they're Lisa as well. They're fantastic horsewomen.
So
Well, they started early, really early. Lisa, her first horse, she was in second grade or first grade, and Katie, the same thing. They started riding when they were just little girls.
And everybody went to Judson, correct?
Lisa and Michael, Katie went to Kiva, and the other girls went to Kiva, right?
Correct.
Okay.
no,
But they're all right in the same
Fantastic.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
so you guys have managed to keep the kids and the grandkids and everybody involved in the various facets that you created in this town.
Yeah, we have, a lot of them have interests in different things that we're interested in, and it's great. It's great to watch. It's great to watch our great-grandchildren becoming a part of our world. And
Yes, that's
It is.
exciting.
One thing I wish it was still here, and you'll probably remember this. Remember downstairs, they used to have a place called Farrell's, and they had these guys run with the ice cream.
Oh,
Do you remember
yes,
that?
I do. Remember that,
Farrell,
Judd?
Farrell, was it Farrell?
Farrell.
Yeah, Farrell. And so when we were super young, then we'd come down there, and I remember that. That was great. And then Mikhail's, I think, was downstairs as well.
Mikhail's was right on the corner there of the shopping center, and then the movie theater. Harkins was in the back, and that was the first Harkins.
Yep.
And
Well,
Safeway.
not really the first, but one of the.
One of the first.
Right, in the beginning.
One of my favorites was the old pink pony.
Oh, yeah.
Before it burnt down. That was one of my favorites for steakhouses.
Yeah,
I know.
Stacy. Well, all the Judson kids like to come downtown here.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And then sneak out.
That was a big deal.
Little fun going on.
I know. Thursday afternoon. Judd went to Judson. His brother went to Judson. So Judson is really a family history before Lisa and Michael went. And I taught there for 8 years, high school physical
You did?
education.
Wow.
So I got to know, the kids that were the day students in the area, and then kids from all over the world. And that was,
See, I went to Judson also.
okay.
So
He
Judson.
was a pretty good student, so he didn't have to go.
Ah.
So Judson was a boarding school, one of the premier boarding schools in the country.
Correct.
Right? And now what do we have at Judson?
Oh my gosh, it's developed houses, beautiful houses, all around.
There are, and I don't think there's anything under 8,000 square feet.
I know,
At
I
least.
know.
Yeah, they're big and they're beautiful.
Right on the corral, right on the,
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
on my football field, right
Yeah.
on my softball.
No, so Paradise Valley has grown, and again, that's a different area that has a totally different personality in Arizona. Now, not that we want to tell everybody exactly where you live, but we are at the Scottsdale waterfront, and
Right.
you guys have an absolute incredible suite up here. So, why don't you let everyone know what you have here? Because this is unlike anything in the building.
Well, when this was first built, Judd had been involved in the canal development, and when his mother was still alive, she used to say, "Hurry up, Judd, get that finished. I want to live in a penthouse in the high-rise when that gets built." Well, unfortunately, she didn't make it. And so when these towers started coming up, we did not build these towers. I said one day, "Judd, I'm going to go look, and just to see." And then I brought him over, and here we are. And now it's been since 2007. So we've been here for a long time. We absolutely love it. We've been able to incorporate a lot of space and create one great big giant fun house, and we entertain in. I host so many parties, and it's the perfect house to be able to do that, and with 60, 70 people. And the views, we have the views from the south, the north, the east, all the way around. It's just amazing. And
The
we
views are
couldn't
amazing.
be happier, and we have a lot of terraces, so we can have breakfast outside, and when it's good weather, which is most of the year. Summer's the only time it gets hot. We usually go to our boat over in Marina Del Rey, but this summer we just might be hanging out here, and we don't mind. We love Arizona, and we know how to do it. If you go to the grocery store, you do it early, and you're not going to get into your car in the middle of the afternoon when it's 4 o'clock and boiling hot. You know, you've been here long enough that you know how to do it.
Yes.
And you're so glad you live here instead of someplace where they're shoveling snow or doing, you know, all of those other tasks to make their day start. So I couldn't be happier. Don't want to live anyplace else. It's divine.
So you've seen everything grow. What's your thoughts about the future of Scottsdale, Phoenix, Curtis Valley, everything you helped build? Are you happy looking at the direction it's going? Or?
Yes. Businesses love it here because there's a great workforce, low cost of living, low taxation, no shoveling driveways, and so it'd be a very easy place to recruit if you owned a business here and you wanted to expand it. It's not as if you're sending them to Buffalo, New York. You're sending them to Scottsdale, Arizona.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, you've seen change, and Scottsdale is still the most western town, supposedly. So, do you like the direction it's going? Kind of move. It seems to become more contemporary,
Right.
away from the western.
It is.
I like it. I don't mind it at all. And I like the young coming in and living downtown Scottsdale where we are, watching every weekend these groups of people coming, and they're young and they're seeing this beautiful area, and then the groups that come for the sports and they go, wow, it's so pretty here. Let's go for a ride. And they look at the houses and they look at, in this area, there's just, I mean, every single weekend there's groups of girls doing their bachelorette parties from all over. They fly in and they're like, whoa, this is the coolest place. Someday when I really get married, I think I'd like to live in Scottsdale. You know, you hear all this little chatter, and I love it.
Yes.
Well, one of the great things that the HERBERGERS have done is they have made sure that there is a place to live for every section of life. So, for instance, when you're starting out, they've done a great job creating a place for the starter people. And
Yes.
then as you move up, you can go into bigger houses and bigger communities. And then, of course, retirement. So you guys have really...
It's really something for everybody.
You have. And I mean, it falls on you. I mean, I know you've been great friends with the old mayors, like Mayor Drinkwater,
Oh, yeah.
who's a fantastic mayor. So you guys have really done a fantastic job making Scottsdale, Perrys Valley, Phoenix exactly what it is.
Our home.
We love it.
So, is there anything else you can tell about moving to Phoenix, Scottsdale?
I was only 4, so I don't recall much.
I moved from Southern California, and I was a surfer girl and loved the beach, and fortunately have always been able to have that so close that I can have both,
Yes.
but live here, and I love it.
Wow. Well, Stacy, do you have any other
I
questions?
really appreciate you guys allowing us in your beautiful home today. And
This is great, and I've got to tell you, this is all the interviews we do. We interview businesses and stuff like that. To be able to come in here and interview people that have actually helped create Arizona and make it what it is. This is why when you guys come to Arizona, these two are the reason you love it. So, hey, we'll see you guys on another episode of the Lockbox. I hope you enjoy the show.
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.